Behind the Red Line, Episode 62. The Vancouver Missing Women, the Pig Farm Predator. Robert Pickton, Canada, 1990s to 2001. Over 60 women vanished from Vancouver's Downtown Eastside. Most were sex workers. Only 6 murders were ever proven. The rest remain missing and never forgotten. In Vancouver's Downtown Eastside, women disappeared for years. Not one, not 2, dozens. Women in survival sex work, women struggling with addiction, women who had nowhere left to go, women no one with power bothered to protect. And while the city carried on, their bodies were being dumped, dismembered, and fed into a machine of horror. Their killer lived on a pig farm, and he was invisible until it was too late. This is Behind the Red Line, Episode 62. The Vancouver Missing Women, the Pig Farm Predator. The Downtown Eastside of Vancouver is one of the poorest urban neighborhoods in North America. High addiction rates, SRO hotels used as refuges, shelters overfilled, a community living day to day. Survival sex work was not a choice. It was the only way some women could afford to live another night. John circled the blocks. Dealers stood in shadows. Women disappeared constantly. And police said they walk away all the time. But they weren't walking away. They were being hunted. In the early 1990s, women began disappearing at an alarming rate. Friends noticed first. One woman wouldn't show up for her room at the Regent Hotel. Another didn't return to her usual corner. Another left her belongings untouched. Women like Sarah DeVries, Brenda Wolfe, Georgina Papin, Mona Wilson, Serena Abotsway, Andrea Josbury, and dozens more. Some had children, some had families who begged police to search. But the answers were always the same. She probably left town. She'll come back. They always do. No one listened, except the killer. 30 miles outside Vancouver, near Port Coquitlam, stood a farm that looked harmless from the outside. A shabby property, rusting equipment, pigs roaming, trailers, clutter, mud, fencing. It belonged to Robert William Pickton, a quiet, awkward man with greasy hair, a limp shuffle, and an unassuming demeanor. But beneath the mud and manure was a graveyard. Pickton ran a pig slaughtering operation by day and a human slaughtering operation by night. He picked up women from the Downtown Eastside, women he knew were ignored, women he knew would not be searched for immediately, women the police deemed transient. Many willingly followed him to the farm. He offered drugs, money, safety, a warm bed for the night. It was a trap. Inside the trailers were handcuffs, weapons, restraints, and bags, tools, freezers, a slaughterhouse already built for cleansing and for hiding. A perfect place for a predator. Pickton's killing method was both simple and monstrous. He lured women back, then he attacked them, variously strangling, stabbing, restraining. He butchered their bodies, disposed of remains in barrels, fed them to pigs, or sent them, unknowing, to rendering plants. Some remains were ground, some burned, some buried on the property. The horror was so extreme that when details were revealed in court, jurors wept. And even then, the full truth was never told publicly. Women had been reporting a creepy pigman for years. Friends of missing women tried to file reports. Families begged investigators to look harder. But police didn't believe them. They said the women were unreliable. They said there was no pattern. They said nothing linked the disappearances. The reality? Nobody cared because the victims were sex workers. Their disappearances were treated like lost luggage. And during those years of denial, Pickton's victim count grew and grew. It wasn't an organized investigation that caught Pickton. It was an accident. In 2002, police executed a search warrant for illegal firearms. They found items belonging to missing women: blood, DNA, possessions, purses, restrained bedding. The farm was sealed off. Excavation began. It became one of the largest crime scenes in Canadian history. Years of searching, tons of soil sifted, hundreds of investigators. What they found was beyond comprehension. Dozens of women were linked to the farm through DNA fragments, tiny bone shards, jewelry, clothing. Pickton was eventually charged with 26 murders, convicted of 6. The rest remained unresolved. Too fragmented to prosecute, too degraded for full identification. He bragged in jail that he wanted to hit 50 victims. He claimed he got to 49. He told an undercover officer, "I was gonna make it an even 50. A sentence that chills the country to this day. These women were not faceless, not disposable, not less human. They had families, children, dreams, struggles, lives worth protecting. But society didn't value them, and a predator took advantage. Robert Pickton now sits in a maximum security prison. But the pain he caused, the women he erased, the families left without answers, still haunt Canada. The Downtown Eastside remembers. The pig farm remembers. And we remember. This is Behind the Red Line. Episode 62, The Vancouver Missing Women, the pig farm predator